Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm Brain.
And I'm Anna. We're so excited you're here with us today because we have a really unique and fascinating topic to talk about.
Absolutely. Today's episode is all about something that sounds too good to be true, but it's real. Get ready to learn how you can transform your sleep into study time.
Yep, you heard that right. We're going to explore how your brain can actually help you improve your English while you sleep. Imagine going to bed and waking up a better English speaker.
Now, of course, we're not saying you can become fluent overnight just by dreaming in English. But there are some powerful ways to use sleep time to support your learning, especially when it comes to listening and vocabulary.
Exactly. In this episode, we'll talk about the science behind sleep learning, what kind of English you can actually learn during sleep, and how to build your own sleep learning routine starting tonight.
So if you've ever felt like you don't have enough time to study, or you're always too busy during the day, this episode is for you. You're going to love this one.
Let's dive in and find out how to make your sleep time smarter. Ready, brain?
Always ready. Let's get into it. So, Anna, let's start with the big question. What exactly is sleep learning? I mean, can we really learn English while we sleep?
That's a great place to start. Sleep learning, also known as hypnopedia, is the idea that your brain can absorb information while you're asleep, especially audio information like language, music, or even facts.
Interesting. So, we're not talking about studying with a textbook in bed or doing grammar exercises in our dreams. It's more about listening to content while your brain is resting?
Exactly. When you're asleep, your conscious mind is off, but your subconscious mind is still active. That means your brain can still hear and process sounds, especially during the lighter stages of sleep.
I've read that too. Studies show that when people hear repeated words or sounds during sleep, especially during what's called slow-wave sleep, their brains can strengthen the memory of those words. It's not magic, but it's real science.
Right. And while you won't wake up fluent in a new language, sleep learning can help you reinforce what you've already studied during the day. It's like giving your brain a second chance to remember what it heard.
That's powerful. So if someone listens to English vocabulary, phrases, or even a story they've already studied while they sleep, their brain may remember it better the next day?
Yes, but here's the key. Sleep learning works best when it's used to support your active learning, not replace it. Think of it like planting seeds during the day and letting them grow at night.
I love that. It's also good news for people who feel too busy to study. Even your sleep time can become a tool for learning if you use it right.
Exactly. And in the next part, we'll explain how your brain works during sleep and why it's such a great time to help your memory grow. So now that we know what sleep learning is, let's talk about why it works. What exactly happens in the brain while we sleep, brain?
Great question. When we sleep, our brain doesn't just shut off. In fact, it's actually very busy. One of its main jobs during sleep is something called memory consolidation, basically, organizing and storing the information we learned during the day.
Exactly. It's like your brain is cleaning up the mess from the day, sorting out what's important, deleting the unnecessary stuff, and locking in the valuable information.
There are different stages of sleep, too. The ones that matter most for learning are light sleep and slow-wave sleep. During these stages, your brain is still sensitive to sounds around you.
That's where sleep learning comes in. If you play English audio like a conversation or vocabulary list during these lighter sleep stages, your brain may actually respond to it, even if you're not fully awake.
Yeah, there was a study where people listened to word pairs while sleeping, and then, the next day, they were better at remembering them without even realizing why. That's how powerful our brains can be during sleep.
That's amazing. But we should also mention REM sleep. That's the deep stage of sleep when we dream. During REM, your brain is still active, but it's more focused on emotion and creativity than learning new facts.
Right. That's why sleep learning works best when you time your audio to play during the first half of the night, when there's more slow-wave sleep happening.
So, to sum it up, your brain is like a nighttime librarian reviewing, organizing, and storing everything you've learned. And with the right audio playing, it can give your English a serious boost.
Exactly. And up next, we'll talk about what kinds of English skills you can actually improve while you sleep. All right, Anna. Now the question everyone's probably wondering, what exactly can you learn while you're sleeping? Can I learn grammar? Can I memorize entire conversations?
Well, not quite. There are limits. But the good news is there are some very useful English skills you can improve while you sleep, especially things that are based on repetition and sound recognition.
Like vocabulary, right?
Exactly. Vocabulary is one of the best things to reinforce during sleep, especially if you've already studied it earlier in the day. Hearing the same words again while you sleep helps your brain remember them more deeply.
And not just individual words, you can also listen to common phrases, expressions, or even short dialogues. Over time, your brain starts recognizing those sound patterns more naturally.
That's a really important point. Sleep learning is not about understanding new grammar rules or solving language problems. It's more about getting your brain used to how English sounds.
Right. It's like building your English ear. The more your brain hears real English while it's in a relaxed, resting state, the easier it becomes to recognize and reproduce those sounds when you're awake.
Also, pronunciation can improve indirectly. Even though you're not speaking while you sleep, listening to clear native pronunciation over and over helps your brain internalize the correct rhythm and tone.
And here's something cool. Listening to English stories while you sleep can also help with listening comprehension. You might not remember every detail, but your subconscious gets familiar with sentence structure and natural conversation flow.
Exactly. But to be clear, you won't learn new grammar rules or suddenly be able to use advanced vocabulary you've never studied. Sleep learning works best when it supports what you've already practiced during the day.
That's the key. Reinforce, don't replace. If you study during the day and then play English audio at night, your brain connects the dots and helps make it stick.
Coming up next, we'll share the best methods to use sleep learning effectively, including what kind of audio you should listen to and how to build your own nighttime learning playlist. All right, now that we know sleep learning really works, let's get practical. What are the best methods to actually use it for learning English?
Good question. First, the most effective method is to play English audio while you sleep, but not just any audio. It should be clear, slow, and repetitive. That way, your brain can catch the sounds easily, even during light sleep.
Absolutely. And the best kind of audio to use? Things like short English phrases, common expressions, or simple dialogues. These are short enough to repeat and easy enough to understand with repetition.
And here's a powerful trick: use audio that includes both English and your native language. For example, you hear a phrase in your language, then right after, it's repeated in English. This method helps the brain connect meanings automatically.
Yes, that's called bilingual repetition, and it's super helpful. Another great method is listening to English stories you already know. If you've read or heard them before, your brain will recognize the structure and vocabulary more easily.
Right. The goal isn't to learn new material from scratch, it's to deepen what you've already studied. So if you learned 20 new phrases today, add them to your sleep playlist tonight.
Exactly. And speaking of playlists, here's how to make one. 1. Choose audio with clear English. 2. Keep it about 30 to 60 minutes long. 3. Include relaxing background music if you like. 4. Put your device on airplane mode or do not disturb so it doesn't interrupt your sleep.
That's a good reminder. And don't forget to turn down the volume you don't want it to wake you up. Just gently play in the background.
Also, if you're using YouTube or an app, try to pick videos with looping or repeat options so the same content plays more than once during the night.
And here's a bonus tip. Combine sleep learning with daytime practice. For example, review the same audio in the morning that you listen to at night. You'll be surprised at how much you remember.
That's the magic of it. It's not just about sleeping with your headphones on, it's about creating a smart system where your daytime and nighttime learning support each other.
And remember, consistency matters. Doing this once won't change much, but doing it every night for a week or a month can make a real difference.
Coming up next, we'll give you a simple daily routine to follow with sleep learning so you can start using it tonight.
Okay, so now let's make it simple for our listeners. Anna, how can someone create a daily routine that includes sleep learning?
Great question. You don't need to change your whole life, just make a few smart changes around your bedtime. So let's break it down into easy steps.
Step 1. Study actively during the day. Before you can learn in your sleep, your brain needs something to work with. Spend 20 to 30 minutes during the day learning new English vocabulary, phrases, or listening to a short English story.
Right. Think of this as planting seeds in your brain. If you don't study anything, there's nothing for your brain to review during the night.
Step 2. Choose your night audio. Pick an English audio file related to what you studied during the day. It could be a short conversation, word list, or a story. Make sure it's clear and slow. Bonus points if it repeats.
You can also use language learning apps, YouTube videos, or podcasts. Just make sure there are no loud sounds or distractions. Calm and clear is best.
Step 3. Get ready for bed. About 15 to 30 minutes before sleeping, start playing your audio on low volume. Don't wear headphones unless they're sleep safe. Instead, let the audio play from a speaker near your bed or under your pillow.
Also, put your phone on airplane mode or use Do Not Disturb so notifications don't wake you up. You want to stay relaxed and undisturbed.
Step 4. Sleep naturally. Once the audio starts, just go to sleep. Don't force yourself to listen. Your subconscious mind will do the work. And even if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't worry, just relax and let it continue.
That's the beauty of it. You're learning while your body and mind are resting. It's stress-free and effortless.
Step 5. Quick review in the morning. When you wake up, spend just 5 to 10 minutes reviewing the same material you listened to overnight. You'll be surprised how much your brain remembers.
It's a super simple routine, but if you do it every day, your English listening and vocabulary will improve naturally and passively.
Coming up next, Anna and I will share some of our own personal tips and how we use sleep learning in our own lives.
So far, we've talked about the science, the methods, and even the routine. But Brain, let's get personal for a moment. Do you actually use sleep learning yourself?
Absolutely, Anna. I've been using it for a few years now, mostly for language learning and listening practice. I usually play short English stories or phrase repetitions while I sleep.
That's awesome. What's your setup like? Speaker? Headphones?
I use a tiny pillow speaker. It slides under my pillow and plays audio softly all night. No wires in my ears, and it doesn't disturb my sleep at all. The key is low volume and calm content.
Nice. For me, I usually make a custom playlist of English phrases I'm working on. I use an app that lets me loop the audio for about an hour. Then I just set it to play after I lie down and drift off.
Do you feel it's made a difference?
Definitely. I've noticed that phrases I struggle to remember during the day feel familiar the next morning. It's not like magic, but it makes recall faster and smoother.
That's the exact same experience I've had. It's like the words don't feel new anymore. They feel more natural, like they've been there for a while.
Exactly. One tip I'd share is don't change the audio too often. Stick with the same playlist for a few nights in a row. Repetition is what makes it work.
Great point. And another tip? Keep a mini notebook by your bed. If you wake up with a word in your mind, write it down. That's a sign your brain was really processing it.
Ooh, I love that. I've done that too. Sometimes I wake up and a phrase is literally playing in my head. It's wild.
It really is. So if you're listening right now and thinking about trying sleep learning, just know it's simple, relaxing, and once you get into a routine, it becomes a natural part of your life.
Totally. And up next, we're going to share a few common mistakes to avoid so your sleep learning journey goes smoothly.
All right, so sleep learning sounds amazing, and it is, but like anything, people can make mistakes that reduce the results. Anna, what's one mistake you've seen often?
The biggest one? Choosing the wrong kind of audio. If the English is too fast, too complex, or filled with loud background music, your brain won't absorb it properly. Keep it slow, clear, and calm.
Exactly. Another common mistake is trying to learn brand new material while sleeping. Remember, sleep learning works best when it reinforces things you already studied during the day.
Right? So don't expect to wake up understanding something you've never seen before. Use sleep time to strengthen, not start your learning.
Here's another one volume too high. Some people think louder is better, but that's actually harmful. If it's too loud, it can interrupt your sleep or make you feel tired the next day.
Totally. The goal is not to stay awake listening, it's to let your brain listen while you rest. Gentle background audio is all you need.
And the last big mistake? Inconsistency. Doing it once or twice won't create a big impact. You've got to stick with it for a few weeks to really see results.
Yes, just a few minutes a night every night it adds up. It becomes a powerful habit.
Coming up next, a quick action plan you can start tonight to make sleep learning part of your English journey.
All right, let's wrap this up with something simple and useful, an action plan you can start using tonight to begin learning English in your sleep.
That's right. Here's your sleep learning action plan in 5 easy steps.
Step 1. Choose a short English lesson or phrase list you studied today. This should be content you're already familiar with.
Step 2. Find or create an audio version of that content, something with clear pronunciation, slow speed, and maybe even translation in your language.
Step 3. Set up your sleep environment. Use a speaker or pillow speaker at low volume, and put your phone on airplane mode or do not disturb.
Step 4. Let the audio play as you fall asleep. Don't try too hard, just relax and sleep naturally.
Step 5. In the morning, spend 5-10 minutes reviewing what you listened to. Even if you don't remember everything, you're building deeper memory connections.
If you follow this simple plan every night, you'll start noticing changes: stronger memory, smoother listening, and more confidence in English.
Exactly. And the best part? You're improving your English while doing nothing but sleeping. That's a win-win.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode on how to transform your sleep into study time. Remember, learning English doesn't have to be hard or stressful.
Exactly. Even while you're resting, your brain is working hard to help you improve. So make your sleep your secret weapon in learning English.
Start small, be consistent, and trust the process. Your future self will thank you for it.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends who want to learn English too.
And stay tuned for our next episode where we'll dive into even more tips to help you speak English confidently and naturally.
Until then, sleep well and keep learning.
Goodbye, everyone.